Chúng ta mù quáng, ta đắm chìm trong đêm mê. Đến với Dhamma bớt u mê tan dần si, giúp cho ta thêm giác ngộ về cả pháp. Ngoài cả pháp không có gì cần liễu tri, hết vô minh dứt hoàn toàn mọi khổ đau. Đến với Dhamma bớt u mê tan dần si, giúp cho ta thêm giác ngộ về cả pháp. Ngoài cả pháp không có gì cần liễu tri, mãi tri ân ánh sáng của Dhamma. Streams of ignorance flow through each life. Through samsara flow laughter, tears and strife. Rest be mindlessly at delusion, burning on and on in illusion. For the Dhamma to study, we're grateful. Concentrate deeply what
Dạ, con xin kính chào tất cả các quý đạo hữu đến dự buổi pháp đàm. Chiều nay cũng sắp đến giờ bắt đầu. Xin phép nhắc các vị chúng ta cùng kiểm tra điện thoại di động đảm bảo được tắt và hoặc là để ở chế độ máy bay để không có tiếng chuông reo trong lúc pháp đàm ạ. Và cũng xin thông báo là tối nay, chiều nay sau buổi pháp đàm ở đây thì sẽ không có ngay pháp đàm tiếng Việt mà sẽ rời vào lúc 7:30 tối ạ. 7:30 tối ạ. Cũng tại đây luôn. Cho các đạo hữu nào muốn tham dự thì 7:30 tối chúng ta có thể tới đây để pháp đàm. Dear friends, good afternoon everyone. So we're going to start our discussion in the afternoon. And may I remind you again about the phones and switch off on airplane mode. Okay, so I think we are ready now. Dạ, chiều nay chúng ta đã sẵn sàng đúng không ạ? Không biết là cô Hiếu và bạn em Duyên hả? Em Duyên đợi nhá, tại vì em Duyên có câu hỏi trước rồi, bây giờ đợi không chiều nay sẽ có, hoặc là bạn Tuấn Hưng hỏi trước nhỉ, và cô Như Hiếu hỏi sau.
Con kính chào A Chan, ông bà John Sara và chị Tâm ạ. Thì cũng qua pháp đàm con mới được tham gia pháp đàm ít thời gian, con cũng được hiểu dần về các pháp thực tại. Hôm nay nhân cái buổi pháp đàm chiều ngày hôm nay cho con được hỏi về cái các chất xay là gì, tại vì hôm qua chúng con cũng có một cái thảo luận nho nhỏ với nhau. Người thì bảo là có thể uống cà phê cũng làm say, người thì bảo là có thể là uống trà trong cái lúc đói cũng say, hoặc là ăn sắn trong lúc đói cũng say. Thì hôm nay con cũng xin được hỏi là các chất xay ở đây là những cái gì? Dạ.
Good afternoon, teachers. I have attended the discussion for a few times, and today I would like to ask a question. This is a topic that was raised by several of us yesterday. Because we were wondering what is the meaning of intoxicants mentioned in the fifth precept. Because some said that coffee, some can become intoxicated by coffee as well, or by tea, or even by some kinds of food when that one eats when one is hungry. So what is the meaning of intoxicants, and to what extent one breaks the fifth precept? Thank you.
Well, certainly we can become addicted to coffee, Vietnamese coffee, or to certain kinds of tea, for example. So we know it has an effect, but when we talk about the intoxicants, it is particularly taking alcohol or drugs which lead to careless behavior and lead to unwholesome behaviors, strong unwholesome behaviors like stealing and lying, because of the effect it has had. So in itself, just taking the intoxicant doesn't need to be any particular breach of the precepts, but when it is of a degree that it leads to other kinds of behavior. This is why the Buddha warned against the taking of alcohol and drugs. Some people say, well, they just have a little bit of wine or this or that, but still the attachment to that intoxicant accumulates. So for myself, actually neither of us have drunk or taken any intoxicant for our whole married lifetime, and I think it makes life easier not to have that particular addiction or that particular habit accumulation, because otherwise it's a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, but still it's not a breach of a kusala karma like telling lies or stealing and so on. But I'm sure Jonathan and Ajahn will have their own comments too.
Just briefly, I think the precept refers to the taking of intoxicants that have the effect of weakening one's inhibitions about conduct. So, for example, there are many stories of people who do things when they've been drinking that they would never do otherwise, and a cause for regret later. I'm thinking of speech, for example, all sorts of blabbery words and innuendos. I'm thinking of sexual misconduct under the influence of alcohol, and one can see how the taking of alcohol can easily, as I say, remove the inhibitions, the hiri and ottappa, that would normally be there. So that's the purpose of the precept. Something like coffee, as far as I know, doesn't have that effect. At least that's what I keep telling myself. And I hope that answers your question.
Can we say, just avoid anything which is dangerous? Including drugs and anything which is dangerous.
And also say, we all know that life is difficult enough. It's difficult enough to always speak kindly, not to speak loosely, as Jonathan referred to, or to behave in an appropriate manner without intoxicants. So why make life harder? Why make it even harder? I have a family situation whereby I had a very good father, but he liked his alcohol and he took more and more. And in the end, because of the effect of alcohol, he lost his wife, his family, his job, everything. So from that example, from a young age, I stopped taking any alcohol before I was even interested in the Buddha's teachings, because I could see the effect it had on family members, not just him, but many other people, because it was so common when I grew up for everyone in English society to drink, very common at parties. It was just the common norm, but one could see the effect it had on good people, how they came to lose everything. And it's just the same as we read about in the Buddha's teachings. People who, the man who could have become enlightened, but because of drinking wasn't able to, and so on. So as Jan says, why not just avoid that which is dangerous? Why accumulate the habit of taking what is just going to lead to one's own harm and the harm of others around?
And finally, there's the long-term effect on one's mental capacity, one's general mental capacity of taking alcohol. So one might be a person who takes alcohol for the whole of their life and doesn't ever behave improperly because of it, but the cumulative effect of alcohol can suddenly lead to loss of mental capacity as an elderly person, sort of like dementia, but brought on by the alcohol. I think this is quite an well-established phenomenon. And so people who for all their life could drink and not be affected suddenly find that just a single taste or half a glass of alcohol makes them behave irrationally. Not that they would do anything crazy, but they lose, as we would say in conventional speech, they lose control of their mind.
What?
Thì em nghĩ thế nào?
Em đồng tình với cả những cái ông bà chỉ dạy ạ.
I agree with all what you have said.
Yeah. Thế được cho em xin hỏi câu thứ hai ạ, là em muốn biết một vị tỳ khưu khi mà bị đứt giới thì vị có biết là mình bị đứt giới và sau đó vị sám hối, và em muốn hỏi là cái việc vị thọ lại giới thì là như thế nào thì là hợp luật, và như thế nào thì là đúng với cả những gì Đức Phật đã dạy ạ.
So the second question concerns the bhikkhu's vinaya. Let's say a bhikkhu breaks the vinaya, and therefore his sila is considered broken. What does he have to do in order for his sila to be pure again? What are the requirements? He knows that he has done wrongdoing.
Well, this is the question that needs a good knowledge of the Vinaya to answer, which I don't have. But I can just speak in very general terms. It depends on the nature of the act. For some acts, they can be remedied, or they can be overcome, forgiven by confession. And for other acts, they may involve some other form of penance, some other form of giving up as well, I'm not sure. And some acts can never be undone or purified. They are a bar to the person continuing life as a bhikkhu. They cannot be, he cannot recover the purity of his bhikkhuhood in any way other than leaving the order. So the answer is it depends on the nature of the act. And why do you ask this question?
Con chỉ tò mò thôi ạ, và cũng muốn là được biết rõ về những cái vị mà mình bây giờ đang có điều kiện được tiếp xúc hoặc là đảnh lễ một cái vị đấy thực sự có là một vị tỳ khưu chân chính hay không ạ?
Partly it's because of my curiosity, but also because I am supporting some of the monks or sometimes meeting the monks. So I would like to know whether the monks that I meet are real monks by Vinaya.
Much would depend on the community in which they live. Does the community as a whole observe the patimokkha regularly? Are the monks within that community encouraged to make confession if they have broken any of the Vinaya? Does the community as a whole support not making use of money, not carrying money by the monks, and so on and so forth? It's not an easy thing to know, but in general terms, the level of Vinaya nowadays is not as high as it used to be, but I'm sure there are still some pockets of communities of monks where the sila is reasonable. It's not really possible as an individual monk to live a life of good sila unless the whole community in which he lives also observes good sila. That's what it comes down to.
And as lay people, when associating with bhikkhus, it's our duty to know what is appropriate and what isn't. So, for example, one should never give money or offerings to the bhikkhu that are inappropriate. For example, to give gifts that for the personal use of the bhikkhu that are not appropriate to give to a bhikkhu, or to offer food at the wrong time of day, or so it is our duty to understand about what is right and what is wrong, because otherwise it's like one is encouraging the bhikkhu to follow the wrong way. And in the end, if the bhikkhu is not following good Vinaya, then in truth he's not a bhikkhu. But Ajahn may have some comments on this.
The one who sees the danger of the circle of birth and death is bhikkhu. Even lay people, the one who sees the danger of the circle of birth and death. Not just seeing, but understanding the truth. So who's bhikkhu? Not lay people. And what is the difference? The behavior through speech and deeds. And bhikkhu is the one who just followed the path of the Buddha. Parami. Without understanding the truth, the teachings, no matter how long or how many lives, the life without understanding the truth is not the life of bhikkhu.
And we can read that where the Buddha says this, the true bhikkhu is the one who follows the teachings in the deepest sense, in the ultimate sense. So without understanding of the teachings, no matter how one is dressed, or no matter where one lives, one cannot be considered a bhikkhu.
And we have heard about the 3 gems, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And who are Sangha?
Câu hỏi cho em ạ. Tăng bảo, tăng bảo, tăng bảo, tăng bảo. Có tam bảo, có Phật bảo, Pháp bảo và tăng bảo, thì em hiểu là tăng bảo là những ai?
Phật bảo là
Tăng bảo là những ai?
Tăng bảo thì theo như em được biết là
we pay respect to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, the triple gem. So when paying respect to the Buddha, we pay respect to the virtues, the qualities of the Buddha, and to the Dhamma, the understanding of the teachings, the understanding of the truth now. So the question is, when paying respect to the Sangha, what or who is the Sangha? Because usually people think of the monks as the Sangha, but actually the true meaning of the Sangha is that it refers to those who have followed the teachings, who have become enlightened, who have been responsible for sharing the teachings. So those who have passed down the teachings to us. Without the disciples of the Buddha, who shared and preserved the teachings, for example, it would be impossible for us to hear them today. So those who have followed the teachings and shared those teachings are the Sangha, the true Sangha.
Em có muốn hỏi thêm ý nào không?
Dạ, em hiểu rồi ạ.
Mời em, cảm ơn em. Có cô Hiếu cũng đăng ký đặt câu hỏi ạ.
Dạ, con kính chào Achan, kính chào ông Sơn và bà Sarah. Thì con có một câu hỏi, trước khi hỏi thì con cũng chia sẻ như thế này. Có một Phật tử đến chùa và tâm sự việc gia đình. Cô ấy có một đứa con từ nhỏ đã được đi khám về tâm thần là bị stress, bị tự kỷ, và đứa con ấy vẫn được đi học nhưng mà không có khống chế được cảm xúc của mình. Khi một cái cảm xúc trỗi lên thì cậu bé này có thể đánh cha, đánh mẹ, đánh cả ông bà luôn. Đưa đi đến những cái ngôi chùa khác hay là những vị thầy bói thì nói là có vong theo, hoặc là đưa đến những nhà tâm lý học, thậm chí là cho trong cái quá trình coaching tìm đứa bé bên trong, thì người ta nói là người mẹ phải đi tìm lại đứa bé bên trong và theo dõi cái dòng họ của mình là từ trước tới giờ có ai bị tổn thương hay không, có ai bị khúc mắc, thì sẽ hướng tâm đến người đó và sám hối để cầu cho đứa bé này trở lại bình thường. Và can thiệp ở y học như cũng đi khám bệnh, cũng đi chữa bệnh, nhưng mà đến hiện tại bây giờ thì mọi thứ không phát triển. Thậm chí cả người mẹ có lạy Phật, có chép kinh, có sám hối thì cũng không giúp được con của mình. Thì ở đây con xin Achan cho con ý kiến và cái lời khuyên về câu chuyện này về cho người mẹ này. Dạ con xin hết ạ.
So this is a question coming from one of the followers who come to see her at the temple. So this follower has a family and they have a child who since very young already had some psychological issue and sometimes has huge behaviors problems, like when he becomes emotional he can beat the father or the mother or anyone in the family. So the family has tried many different ways. They went to see the fortune teller, and the fortune teller told them that the child is followed by some kind of spirits. And they also went to see the Western doctors, and the Western doctors prescribe medicines, and they also try to go to the coaching, which is very popular. I think it's the same coaching course than our friend 2 days ago mentioned, the inner baby. But nothing worked. And so now they really don't know what to do. So she asked your advice. What kind of advice can we give to the mother who come to seek her advice at the temple?
In my working life, I worked as a psychologist, so I worked a lot with children and adolescents with a lot of problems. So in any situation, first of all, like if one is with the monks and one knows the behavior is not appropriate, it's an opportunity for metta, because life is difficult for that child or that monk. A lot of harm is being accumulated, and that tendency will make the child make life very difficult. But just like for us, if there are opportunities or conditions to talk about the truth, to understand for the mother or the child that actually these are just the habits, bad habits. In truth, they don't belong to the child or the monk or the mother. They are just different dhammas arising and falling away. We never know who may have accumulations to listen to the truth and be interested. We have one friend in Thailand, and he's had a lot of difficulty with behavioral problems, but actually he's very interested in the Dhamma. So we never know when there might be opportunities to talk about the truth and to explain why this behavior is causing difficulties for him and for others around. How would he like it if other people hit him and threw things at him? So only through understanding and kindness can there really be any help. And just like with the little child running around here, at first Ganga said, oh, quite difficult, he was quite disturbed, but gradually through care and attention, setting rules, setting parameters, but in a kind way and with understanding, the behavior improves. So common problem, but just be understanding, have kindness, but that doesn't mean no discipline. There has to be the discipline as well. But in truth, the parents need to understand these are the tendencies, and in truth, they don't belong. We think it's the child that's so bad or another one that is so good, but they're just different habits. We all have good and bad habits too. Perhaps Ajahn may have more to say too.
Excuse me. Is this dukkha?
Yes.
See, begin to understand the meaning of dukkha. No matter what arises, it falls away instantly, never return. And what is there now, in a moment? If it's not known, there must be dukkha, on and on and on. Non-stop, from moment to moment, different reality is conditioned to be such and such situation, even right now. So only what is there now appearing can be known, little by little. To understand deeper and deeper, the real dukkha is the arising of whatever is there by conditions. Why? It's gone. And it's not known as it is. It's taken for something very seriously about different situation. All adhammas, even that moment is conditioned. Without condition, nothing can arise at all. Understanding this, it can release the trouble or the unpleasant moment. It is already there by conditions. Nobody can change at all. So where's the world? And what is the truth of the world? Is there anyone, or only seeing and thinking and worrying and unpleasant feeling? Without conditions, nothing can arise. And what would be next moment? Unexpectedly. More than that, or less, who knows? That's why whatever is there, all by conditions and gone, never to rise again. Learn to understand the ultimate truth. Whatever arises falls away, never lasts, not permanent, all gone, never to arise again. A kind of relief, never to arise again. Would anyone like it to arise again? Or better to be gone? Oh, is there now dukkha?
Dạ có ạ.
Yes, Ajahn.
What is it?
Khổ là vì có sự bức bối, sự khó chịu, sự lo lắng.
We have learned a lot, but when it's questioned, no answer. Just forget about what has been heard. For example, what is now? There must be a reality. What is it? It's the moment of experiencing an object unknown. That's why it is a reality which cannot find out, which cannot understand the true nature of what is there, as it is that which experiences an object. See, what is there now? A reality which arises and experiences the object. But it's the object which is seen or heard or smelled or touched. So what object is there? Because at the moment there is a reality arising to experience, otherwise it cannot be known. What is that very moment? A moment of experiencing, for sure, an object. No one, but just only beginning of the understanding cannot let go. They cling with ignorance to even that moment. I don't know. No I. But what is there is not known. That's why learn to understand more about the reality which arises from moment to moment, non-stop, years and years ago, up to now, and on and on and on. It's conditioned. No one can make it arise. Do we have to think about the first moment of past life or what? If there's thinking of such, there's no understanding of this moment at all. So learn to understand what can be understood, and whether it's understood now or not yet, or just learn about it. Someone said he would like to hear other things more than seeing and hearing right now. It seems that he understands that, no doubt about it. But what is it at that very moment? See, there must be the answer when there is the understanding of what is there each moment. The reality which arises and experiences the object. Is that true? But when the object does not appear as visible object or sound, it's not known. What is the moment when the object is not known? See, is there any moment in life? The moment when Citta experiences the object, but the object is not known, it does not appear. When we use the word, everyone can answer. But when we don't think of word, what is there? There must be citta for sure, anytime, any moment in life. But what is the object of that particular moment? Appear or not appear? Would you like to give the name for it? And then it can be known.
Cô có thể trả lời câu hỏi đó không? Có những cái khoảnh khắc nào mà cái đối tượng không được biết trong cuộc sống không?
Và đó là những khoảnh khắc vô minh, mình không biết được đối tượng, mình không nhận biết được cái thấy thực tại của cái thấy, cái nghe.
She said that they are the moments of ignorance.
Is the ignorant be the object of that moment? Or ignorant does not know what is there as it is?
Dạ, vô minh là không biết được cái gì đó như đó là.
Ignorance doesn't know the truth or the reality as it is.
So now there is seeing. Is there any moment of ignorance? Or no ignorant at all? Or
có.
Yes, Ajahn.
No ignorant at all? Or
she said yes, there moment. Is ignorance.
It's a moment of ignorance. Or no ignorant at all?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay. It does not understand what? When the object appears as visible object, there is no understanding of the true nature of visible objects. Ignorance is moment of taking it for something permanent. For example, seeing now, it's seeing. It does not fall away. It does not arise. But in truth, it now arises and falls away from moment to moment. And ignorance cannot understand the true nature of seeing. But when the object does not appear, what is there? See, when the object does not appear, is there any moment when the object does not appear?
Có khi nào mà không biết gì về đối tượng không ạ?
Dạ không ạ.
Có chứ.
Câu hỏi này.
Có những khoảnh khắc nào mà đối tượng không xuất hiện hay không ạ? Không, hoàn toàn không biết là có cái gì được biết luôn.
Dạ có.
Khi nào ạ?
Khi không có cái thấy, không có như là không có xúc, mình không thấy, không nghe.
Không, bây giờ phải nói thực tế trong cuộc sống, có những lúc nào mà không biết gì cả không ạ?
Có ạ.
Khi nào ạ?
Hình như khi mình ngủ
say đúng không?
Ngủ say, dạ.
When we are fast asleep, Ajahn. When we fast asleep.
Is there citta?
Dạ có tâm.
Yes, Ajahn.
Does it experience anything or the object?
Dạ không.
Tâm khi đó không có đối tượng hay là vẫn có đối tượng ạ? Tâm khi ngủ say, khi cô trả lời là có tâm đúng không ạ? Yeah. Vậy tâm khi ngủ say đó nó có kinh nghiệm gì không ạ?
Con biết thì lúc đó là có tâm hộ kiếp thôi.
Vâng, thì tâm hộ kiếp nó có đối tượng không ạ? Nó có kinh nghiệm gì không ạ?
Dạ có.
So she said that yes, at that moment they are the Bhavanga Chittas.
So what is Bhavanga Chitta?
Dạ tâm hộ kiếp là những tâm lúc nào cũng có để trong các lộ trình tâm luôn có tâm hộ kiếp.
Câu trả lời cuối cùng của cô là gì ạ? Lúc nào cũng có ạ? Hay là thế nào ạ?
Dạ theo con biết thì lúc nào cũng có tâm hộ kiếp.
According to her understanding, the Bhavanga Chittas are always there.
Does it experience object? Bhavanga?
Dạ không.
Bây giờ lại là không ạ? No, she said.
That's why we talk about Dhamma again and again and again, to have firm confidence of the truth of just one reality, citta. See, because there must be citta from moment to moment all the time. But no one knows the characteristic of citta, because in a day just attend to that which is experienced by citta, but not citta. Right? Is there anyone thinking about citta right now? None at all. Just think about that which is the object that citta experienced. Is that true? Right now, any moment. So how can it be known as it is, as not I see, I hear, or I think, or I like, or I dislike? That's why we learn again and again about just one reality at a time, to enroot, implant, careful considering that even that word citta is heard many times, understanding its definition, but the reality which experiences the object now is not known. So that's why there is citta nupassana satipatthana, because everyone just forget about it. Is there citta now?
Dạ có.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
But the citta is not the object of understanding yet, because there's no attention to attain the reality which experiences the object now or any time by conditions. So have firm confidence of Dhamma as anatta. No selection what citta should be known by conditions. The more understanding of the anatta-ness of all Dhamma develops on and on and on, until right now what appears is by conditions. So natural. Otherwise, avijja and lopa is condition for all conditioned Dhamma arising and falling away. That's why we learn about the Four Noble Truths, the first truth, the second truth, the third truth, and the fourth truth. Now, are we on the fourth Noble Truth? The only way understanding develops from hearing and considering. Otherwise, no condition to think about the citta. if you don't talk about it again and again and again. To the conditioned moment of not forget that there is a very important reality, because it's the chief of experiencing what is there. For example, what is seen? Does it include light and color? See, as long as it's something, it's not that which is seen. But when it's that which is seen, no matter it's light or color, it's seen.
And I have a question for you. Are there Bhavanga-citas now?
Dạ có. Yes.
At the moment of seeing, is there a Bhavanga-citta?
Dạ không ạ.
No. So when are there Bhavanga-cittas now? Because I think from the translation, you said that the Bhavanga-cittas all the time. So this is why I'm asking, because now you say at a moment of seeing, no Bhavanga-citta. So when are there Bhavanga-cittas? Is it all the time or just sometimes?
Dạ, thật sự là con chưa hiểu rõ được tâm hộ kiếp à. Vì đọc sách thì con thấy là nói là có tâm hộ kiếp thôi, còn hiểu rõ được tâm hộ kiếp là gì thì con chưa hiểu hết à.
Actually, I don't understand much about Bhavanga-cittas. I just have read about the word, but I don't know exactly what they are.
So this is why we need to, I thought I would just elaborate a little bit. So life consists of Bhavanga-cittas, those cittas which arise and fall away, experience an unknown object which doesn't appear through any of the sense doors or the mind door. So that's why it doesn't appear, it can't be known. So Bhavanga-cittas are exactly the same kind of cittas as the birth consciousness, the patisandhi-citta, the first moment of life. But it doesn't have the same function. The patisandhi-citta has the function of birth, of being the first citta. The Bhavanga-cittas, same cetasikas arising with it, but they have the function of continuing life. Same object. They continue life until the last moment of life, the chuti-citta, the death consciousness, also the same kind of citta, same object, same cetasikas, but it has the function of death. So they're all the same kind of cittas, experiencing the unknown object that doesn't appear, but they are interrupted again and again by sense door and mind door processes. So in deep sleep, there is one Bhavanga-citta after another. Now, at moments of seeing, eye door cittas arising, moments of ear door cittas arising, moments of mind door cittas arising, no Bhavanga-cittas. Like any other citta, arises and falls away, just lasts for a moment. So now there are Bhavanga-cittas which are interrupted by the eye door cittas or the ear door cittas or the mind door cittas, and in between those processes of cittas, Bhavanga-cittas again, until they're interrupted again. So in deep sleep, Bhavanga-cittas until they are interrupted. Now, Bhavanga-cittas which are being interrupted all the time by the different sense door and mind door cheetahs. So we cannot say there are bhavanga cheetahs all the time, because we know only one kind of cheetah can arise at a time. At a moment of seeing, no bhavanga cheetah. At a moment of thinking, no bhavanga cheetah. At a moment of hearing, no bhavanga cheetah. And when bhavanga cheetahs arise, there cannot be seeing or hearing or thinking or other cheetahs arising, just one at a time. Is it a little bit clearer?
Dạ, con đã rõ rồi. Con xin cảm ơn lời hướng dẫn của Sarah.
And I have one other question. At the moment of considering about Dhamma now, for example, bhavanga citta now, or seeing now, or hearing now, is there any thought about the child with the behavior problems?
Dạ không ạ.
No, no. So where is the child? In other words, if there's no thinking at this moment about the child, no child. Just like yesterday I said, if there's no thinking about one's house or the lunch one ate, where is the house or the lunch? In other words, they are just objects of thinking at a certain time, and then at other moments, no thinking of them, thinking of flowers or thinking of Ajahn or thinking about dhammas instead. So life exists in a moment. If you are the mother and now I'm speaking to you and you are worrying about the child, what is the citta with worry? The understanding has to be here and now. Can be understanding of the citta with worry. There can be understanding of the citta with attachment. There can be understanding of thinking, the citta which is thinking about anything. But the citta is always at this moment, just for a moment. And the path is not about just fixing different problems and trying to control the world, but it's about understanding life at this moment, understanding the citta right now. At the moment of understanding, no problem, no difficulty, no disturbance, no matter how one's family situation is, no matter what one's work situation is. So life comes down to one citta at a time. But as Ajahn was saying, usually we think about the object. It's the object which is more obvious, what is seen, what is heard, or the ideas that are thought about. But without citta arising and experiencing what is visible, or the sound, or the ideas, no life at all. So non-stop bhavanga cittas until they are interrupted by the citta which adverts to the object of this world and the seeing and the other cittas in the process, more bhavanga cittas, and then interrupted by the adverting to the mind door object, more thinking, on and on and on, one citta after another. No one there, no difficult child, no monk, just different cittas arising and falling away, accompanied by different mental factors. So whatever the topic, it comes back to this moment.
Dạ, con xin cảm ơn ạ. Con có thể đặt thêm một câu hỏi nữa không?
Thank you, and may I ask another question? Con mời cô ạ.
Dạ, con dự pháp đàm và con nghe mọi người nói rằng hồi hướng cho chị Hằng. Thì con xin hỏi mọi người hồi hướng điều gì đến chị Hằng, và thực tại của hồi hướng là gì, và năng lực của hồi hướng đó là gì? Dạ con xin hết.
Coming to the discussion, she heard we talked about when we do kusala deeds, we let Hằng know about that kusala deeds. So what is the reality of sharing merits, and what is the capacity of the sharing merits?
Actually, the best thing is just do good, develop understanding, and be glad if anyone here or at home or in another realm can benefit. We have no idea whether the one we knew as Hằng in a new life can benefit and share. We have no idea about whether the ones we knew as our parents or our family members in new lives can benefit. But just when we do good, we are so glad to be able to share the good deeds with anyone around here or in any realm at all.
So it's the kusala of giving an opportunity to others to know about the merit that's been done. And that in itself is an opportunity for kusala on the part of those other people. But as Sarah mentioned, there's no way of knowing when one does the act of making known the merit for others to know about. There's no way of knowing who's receiving that message, that information. But it's just done out of confidence that it is possible that there are beings in other realms who can benefit, who cannot know about the kusala unless it is made obvious by the act of that is called sharing the merit. It's really making known the merit to others who are unable to know about it so far.
The greatest merit. What is the greatest merit to share with others?
What is the highest form of kusala is the question.
Đó là bản thân mình mỗi ngày đều vun bồi tâm trí, vun bồi trí tuệ. Như vậy thì mình mới có khả năng hướng dẫn người khác, hoặc là chia sẻ cái con đường đi đến giải thoát giác ngộ cho người khác.
Our daily development of understanding, so that only when one has more understanding, that one can share the understanding with others and do things that are beneficial to others.
Yes, the development of understanding, the understanding itself, and the sharing of that. Like the bhikkhu, like the Buddha said to Anathapindika, who made such great offerings to the bhikkhus, establishing different viharas and so on, great offerings. And the Buddha said, with all this great generosity and these great offerings to the Buddha and all the bhikkhus, this was not worth even some metta some kindness, some generosity, and that metta was not worth all the metta, not worth finger snap of understanding the arising and falling away of realities. The insight is the greatest merit. And now we don't have to say something special, but even now when we are sharing together, by asking questions, discussing, listening, we are making it possible for anyone who can to appreciate it at home or in another realm or by listening afterwards. So it's very precious, the opportunity to develop understanding and discuss together and share together. And I have no doubt at all that if the one we knew as Hung is in a realm that can appreciate it, she would be so glad to listen and rejoice in the understanding here.
Dạ, con xin cảm ơn ạ. Thank you very much.
Vâng, tiếp theo là em Duyên à? Đúng không? Em đi muốn đặt câu hỏi, mời em.
Con xin chào. Con xin kính chào Achan, chào ông John và bà Sarah. Theo con được học thì các pháp bất thiện cũng là đối tượng của hiểu biết. Vậy khi có tà kiến về ngã thì nó sẽ ngăn che sự phát triển. Hiểu biết như thế nào ạ?
According to what I have learned, all akusala dhamma can be object of understanding. So also I heard that the ditthi, like it's an obstacle or hinders understanding. So can you please explain how ditthi or wrong view hinders the understanding?
If we take the wrong path, go the wrong way, coming to Hui, will it take a longer time or a shorter time to reach Hui? In other words, at moments of wrong view, there is following the wrong path, and it takes us further and further away from the right path. So there can be understanding of ditthi, but as when ditthi accumulates, it makes it harder and harder to listen to the truth, because at those moments of wrong understanding, the wrong understanding thinks it's right. It thinks it's following the right way. And even if it hears that this is the wrong way, it may not listen. So wrong understanding is always going in the wrong direction. So this is how it hinders the following of the right path. But it's so common. Ajahn mentioned this morning asava. The asava of ditthi can arise even in the sense door process, 3 moments after seeing. Very subtle ditthi all the time, as soon as it's the idea of something seen, something touched, long before there are any words. But gradually understanding develops to understand more and more about, first of all, the gross kinds of ditthi arising, and then more subtle kinds, until eventually it's eradicated. But it has to be known from the start. That's why there has to be the beginning of understanding of dhammas as anatta from the very start, in order for there to be the very gradual wearing away of ditthi, which hinders the right understanding.
Is there anyone here? Or many? Or none?
Câu hỏi.
Dạ theo thật sự thì không có ai cả.
In truth, there's no one.
Really?
Dạ, chỉ có những thực tại, nhưng mà do có vô minh che lấp và có tà kiến nên cho rằng có người này người kia.
So in truth, there are only realities, but because of ignorance and a wrong view, it seems that there are many people and things.
So, what are the differences between ignorance and wrong understanding?
Dạ, vô minh thì không hiểu về sự thật, còn tà kiến thì hiểu sai là cho rằng có một con người đang tồn tại.
So ignorance doesn't understand the truth, and wrong view understands wrongly and taking, realities to be people and things that really exist.
Is there always wrong view? Or it's there only when it arises? The more we talk about realities, it's so deeper and deeper, because just know only little about citta. It's that which experiences the object. Everyone can understand that, remember that, recite it. But the nature of the reality which experiences the object does not appear to be known yet. Is that right?
Dạ đúng ạ.
Yes, Ajahn.
That is right understanding. See, begin to understand moment of right understanding, and moment of no understanding, and moment of wrong understanding. Different realities. Ignorance is avijja, not vicca, not understanding the truth of what is there right now. And wrong understanding, it's not permanent, but no one knows how fast it is. Just arises and falls away instantly. So it conditions the idea of something, right? Waking up. Who wakes up?
Dạ không có ai ạ.
Not
No
the
one.
other.
No one, she said.
No, I wake up. Every day. Be true to the truth. Satya Bharami. Who wakes up? No one. Or what? Or I wake up.
Ajahn đang nói là thực tế thì như thế nào?
Dạ thực tế thì lúc nào cũng có tôi đang thức dậy và tôi làm việc này việc nọ.
In reality, it's always me who wakes up, or me, I doing something, or so on.
That's why learn to understand the very subtle akusala at asava level. Unknown. As soon as waking up, asava is there because it's not wholesome citta. It's not wholesome deeds nor speech. But at that very moment, I wake up. There is always I until the I has been eradicated. never arise again, even now or any time. Otherwise, it's not the eradication of akusala dhamma, because it's only temporarily stop and then start, on and on and on, until it's completely, absolutely, ultimately eradicated, never arise anymore. After attaining the Sotapanna level, it has to be daily life by condition, understanding what is there. So very, very subtle. The more understanding, the more subtle, right understanding, understand the subtle akusala, attachment. So even now there is attachment, is not known. Is there attachment to this as something? See, instantly, it's something, it's a glass. Even no word about it. So learn about the very subtle truth of reality with satya. Be true to the truth that now there is no one. So what are there? Different realities, different conditioned realities. This is the foundation to understand the truth, no matter in what situation. There is a reality by conditions, and later on, learn about what conditions are there each moment to understand better and better, clearer and clearer. No one at all, because it's there already. So how can anyone try to do anything? No understanding of the truth which is there right now, because it has arisen and gone. So as long as it's not the understanding of the truth of what is there right now, it's not the path to let go. Something there, instantly. So just learn about ignorance, and right understanding itself can understand the enormous ignorance from moment to moment. Even it's so slight. It is akusala when it's akusala. So there is ignorance at moment of no understanding the truth of what is there right now. Seeing is not that which is seen. Why we talk about these two many, many times? Because it's so real and so true. Never be changed at all. What is seen is only that which is seen any moment in life. It's not yet right now, but the more understanding, little by little, it develops to let go and understand the subtlety of when one reality appears. It's the beginning to understand reality as it is. Otherwise, they are together right now. How can there be any understanding of anyone? But learn to understand that seeing is not that which is seen. See, we talk about it again and again and again to condition more confidence of the truth. As long as it does not appear as it is, it's not right understanding. And when it's not right understanding, what is there? Avijja, no understanding. Attachment, clinging to that object as it's something. It's I, or the bed, or the curtain, or the shoe, all day in one's life. That's why Should we forget about seeing right now and talk about other things? If there's a little more understanding of the nature of seeing, it can condition moment of understanding hearing or other moment of the reality which experiences the object. Is that boring now? See, if it's there by condition, see, learn again about no matter what is there, joy or boring, it's there by conditions and gone. Before right understanding is sharp and firm enough not to worry about whatever is there, no regret, it's gone. The way is to letting go the idea, the clinging to that object as something. They're seeing again and again and again all day and tomorrow. No understanding of seeing. So why do we study Dhamma? There is Dhamma now or any time, but it's not time yet to pay attention or more than that, to be aware with right understanding that even hardness has to be known. Otherwise, ignorance of hardness as it's a table or it's something all the time. That's why what is there in life without hearing again, consider again, and understanding a little more of the subtlety of reality, that is not study Dhamma. It's not worthwhile because it cannot be known at all. If it can be known little by little now, it's the way to understand the moment with awareness or understanding, and the moment without awareness and understanding. We learn to listen to the meaning of the word, but not the nature or the truth of reality. For example, we use the Dhamma word in daily life, like aware, to be aware, see? But it's not the reality which arises and is aware. It has to be wholesome moment, different from attention. Because attention is moment of attend to whatever is there. So citta experiences that object clearly, and feeling feels it, and sanya marks and remember it. Manasikara attend to it. See, there are many realities arising together, and if it's not known, how can it let go? The idea of I, because I am listening. Even we don't speak out, but it's I see, I hear, I think. That's why what is there is only seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. Only that. All gone each moment. Is it true? Satya Bharami. Right understanding only can condition be true to the truth. Right now. Seeing is seeing. That later on, no matter when, it's firm enough to instantly begin to attain and aware with understanding that have been heard, no matter how many lives. But right understanding begin to know that it's real, just it's real. While taking a bath, softness, it's real. And when there is attention to softness, it's the moment of beginning to understand the differences between softness and sound. Little by little, right understanding develops by conditions. So gradually, very, very slowly, but it's the only way. to have more understanding of what has been heard at that moment as it is. So now, what is seen all day is not the reality which sees. It's reminded now that that is not yet attended, that is not yet accustomed to. That's why you just talk about it in word, recite. A reality arises is the chief of experiencing the object clearer than the other reality which arises together and experience different function, different quality. All of them are conditioned to arise. Without condition, nothing can arise. And what is the condition for all kind of realities to arise? Ignorance and attachment, the second noble truth. So we learn to understand the truth of what is there little by little. Hearing, listening to Dhamma is to understand what is there right now or right then, anytime. Dhamma, see, everyone does not forget the word Dhamma, but what is Dhamma right now? It's a glass or a Dhamma? What kind of Dhamma? That which is seen is still a glass. That's why when right understanding develops to the degree that it can experience the object with clear understanding of that particular object, unexpectedly, the understanding of the unotherness of all Dhammas is begin to be firmer and firmer. What is there? Suddenly, by conditions, no thought about it. And it's right now. Who knows what would be the next moment? No thought about it, but it's there by conditions, without any understanding. But when understanding develops, even right now, whatever is there, just pop up by conditions. That's why study Dhamma is study what is there, more than just remembering the word, the definition, and the term. So some people think when something appears, what is there in word? Try to find out whether it's attention or awareness. No understanding, ignorance, with attachment. Right understanding, understand all kinds of reality. Otherwise, it cannot eradicate the very subtle attachment with wrong understanding with the idea of self. That's why this is Khanti Parami and Virya Parami with Satya Parami. Conditioned by Panya, understanding how far to experience the true nature of reality right now. That's why there is the question about the moment when the object does not appear. What moment is it? Now, visible object appears, sound appears. But what is moment when the object does not appear? Is there in a day, in life, any time, what time? Who are you at moment of fast sleep, deep sleep? See, who are you? Even that does not appear at all. But Citta is there, arising and falling away. It's different from the moment now we are hearing, seeing, and so on. But Citta has to arise as long as there are conditions for its arising, it's there. But no appearing of citta, because no appearing of the object of that moment at all. When we talk about ignorance, the object is there. But ignorant cannot understand the nature of it. But there must be the object. And doubt, no understanding of it. But the moment when nothing appears at all, but citta is there, fast asleep, deep sleep. Who are you? Where's your house? How many friends do you have? No idea at all. And it's real. It's the moment that citta experiences the object, which is the object of this world. Because what the object of this world appear, it has to be through eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind. So everyone say, I sleep, I wake up, but no I. And more than that, each reality is so short. Hardness appears not just one single hardness, many moments of experiencing hardness, so it can appear as hardness or anything. So one single reality cannot be experienced at all. Why? Before seeing, there must be the other object, not the object which is seeing. See? And after seeing, the other citta which experiences the same object arises instantly after seeing, but it does not see. How come? The very subtle reality beyond anyone can expect. And now, understanding the truth is moment of respect to the one who has enlightened and share his understanding with anyone who has accumulation, to have chanda, interest, to listen, to understand the truth. Not everyone has chanda for study Dhamma, but chanda arises with how many cittas are there taught by the enlightenment. How subtle it is. And without understanding the subtlety of different kinds of Dhamma, how can it be eradicated? Ignorance and attachment is there right now. Who knows? Asava. Avijjasava is now, right? There is seeing, no understanding of seeing. So very subtle. And it conditions Kamasava, Bhavasava, and Tidasava. Clinging to being, I, all the time, anytime, from birth, no matter deep sleep or just dream or whatever. I all the time, but in truth, each moment is different dhammas, conditioned to arise, to experience the object, never to arise again, only once in samsara. So the understanding of this is studying Dhamma, not just the word. Because no matter we talk about ayatana, we can recite how many the inner ayatana and the outer ayatana and so on. What is now? What is ayatana now? If it's not known now, it's useless. Why study? Why learn about the word? But no understanding of the truth which that word represents. Lobha, see, attachment, very subtle, and very strong, different level. Even at level of vipassana jhana, but lopa hasn't been eradicated yet. So there still be lopa, while that is moment of experiencing the truth, so calm and joy and pleasant. Lopa is there, for sure. So in order to eradicate wrong understanding with ignorance and attachment, it has to be any time in life. Now, no doubt about the reality at that very moment, even right now, by conditions, instantly. So when one tries to do something, not the natural life, common life, lopa is there. And if panya does not know, it's there, on and on, hinder the understanding of the truth. That's why learn to understand how subtle realities are, and that is the only way to wear away at that very moment. No need to do anything else. That's why sammaditi, right understanding, is the first of the Eightfold Path. And when it arises, now, moment to moment, and without right understanding now, how can there be moment of right understanding of this very moment? And does anyone want to have it right now? Be true. Beyond any wish or expectation or imagination, but learn to understand the very, very different between moment of understanding and moment of ignorance. Moment of understanding at moment of hearing the word of truth. Pariyati, the first round of Ariya Satya. So firm, no doubt. What is that? By conditions, for sure. Would you like to have something? Just thinking. But can you have it at will? Try so hard. What is that? Is conditioned, not just by the will. It can be proved right now. Just wish and want. Impossible. Dhamma is Dhamma. Anatta. The understanding of the truth of reality right now. Condition more and more confidence of anatta. Otherwise, it's atta is something. It's I or someone all the time.
Hết giờ rồi em. Chắc em cảm ơn ông bà đi để mình dừng lại.
Dạ, con xin cảm ơn A Chan, cảm ơn ông John và bà Sarah.
Thank you, Achan and John and Sarah. Anumotana ka. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.